Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present our spectacular show of podcast magic and imagination full of Disney wonder, news, and pop culture. It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast with Jenn Dave and David Dollar.
Hey, Jenn.
Hey, Dave.
It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast. We are back at Main Street Electrical Podcast. That is Jenn Novotny. I am David Dollar. We are travel agents with Upon a Star Travel. We are podcast hosts. She with Disney, Divas Dish Diz. I with a couple other podcasts and movie podcasts. And, of course, we're the podcast hosts of the Main Street Electrical Podcast. Welcome you back for another week. Jenn, we have got so much to talk about.
Oh my gosh, this episode is packed.
News to talk about. I know in the past weeks we've been like, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some great stuff, some downs, whatever. We had a rant. We had an epic rant I'm hearing about. People are talking about, epic rants.
Last week.
And so, but this week, I'm so excited. I could not wait to record because there's so much happening. We almost recorded yesterday, and I'm so glad we didn't because things just kept happening and happening and happening. But first, I got to ask you, Jenn, how'd you do Disney this week?
Okay, so my Disney this week literally happened like 3 minutes ago because based on something that we're about to announce, I was able to switch my Magic Mobile Pass screen to the annual pass holder exclusive Figment Pass. My Figgy, my Epcot. I'm so happy.
For the uninitiated, what is Magic Mobile? What are there's a listener out there going, what is she talking about? Magic Mobile, how does Figment play into this? What is this?
Yeah, this is a great question. So Magic Mobile is a feature on the My Disney Experience app whereby you can use your phone to access things like the theme parks and do things like pay. So the Magic Mobile app, fantastic. You just pull that little sucker up on your phone and you hold it to the Mickey Mouse little head, and it gives you entry to the park, assuming you have valid admission. And they have released these cute little fronts so that it looks, literally on your screen, it's like a picture of a credit card front, right? With no numbers, but it's adorable. They have all sorts of different designs, but annual pass holders got a brand new design. And
mine's an ice cream bar. Mine's a Mickey ice cream bar.
That's a cute one. I like that one.
Ice cream. I got that one.
Absolutely.
And of course, they released Orange Bird and Figment. And it was funny because you were like, with Disney, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, Jenn, did you know they did Figment for the Bubble Magic? What? And then,
literally.
I was like, well, I guess you found out you Disney this week. Yes, I did. So I've been Disneying all week because I'm doing Vacation Bible School, and I am. We were talking about a family in Taiwan who is, we're raising money for them to take their van around Taiwan to preach the word, to preach the church basically. And great little family. I've never met them, but I've heard all about them and everything. And so I am a game show host at the beginning of Vacation Bible School.
I cannot think of anything more appropriate.
Those not in the South or those uninitiated with VBS, basically it is a week every year that most churches put on. They put on a program, and some like we're a Baptist church, but other denominations do their own version of it, and they do every day is a half-day program for all the kids, and we do different crafts and recreation, and we are doing missions, which is the part I'm in, and so I'm a game show host. So every day I've been able to wear a different. I'm putting it together a different Disney ensemble. Like today I had my Mike Wazowski shirt on. I had a blazer on as well. Yesterday I had on a Marvel Hawaiian shirt. Under it I had on my Incredible shirt. On Monday I had on an Olaf shirt that said "Just Chillin'." Had a blazer on with that. Tomorrow I am wearing probably a Star Wars shirt, just something fun and something different and something crazy that I wouldn't normally just walk outside. I don't know that I wear this big Mike Wazowski shirt that I have this big eye on the front, and on the back of it says I've got my eye on you. It's almost kind of creepy, but at church it works perfectly. So that's how I've been Disneying all week. Jenn, again, we've got so much to talk about. So the week started. I guess the first big announcement, and maybe it's not first in the timeline here, but the first one we're going to talk about, of course, is the mask mandate. Now, Universal released theirs a couple weeks ago where they changed their policies, where they said the policy basically says if you are fully vaccinated, you no longer have to wear masks. Indoors, outdoors, on transportation, whatever. You do have to wear it on transportation, like on the shuttles and the buses and stuff like that. But otherwise, if you're fully vaccinated, they strongly encourage that you wear the mask. They ask you to wear the mask. So that's an honor system. Disney was they didn't return. We were waiting for that because remember a few weeks ago when Universal said, okay, no masks outside, only masks indoors.
Right.
Like literally with the CDC announced that, and I think Universal.
It was like the next
3 minutes
day,
later,
wasn't
hey,
it?
us too, we're doing it.
Or like 30
And
minutes
so
later.
we were waiting for Disney because, and like 2 or 3 hours later, Disney was like, yes, us too. So Disney, of course, changed their policy as well later on that day. Well, when Universal did the no masks altogether, we were waiting for Disney, waiting for Disney. Didn't happen. All of a sudden, boom. Disney's like, no masks.
Yep.
If you're vaccinated, no masks. If you're unvaccinated, we ask you to wear a mask. Everybody wears masks on transportation.
Everybody,
on
no
the
matter
buses, on the
vaccination
monorails,
status.
things like
Yes,
that.
correct.
Vaccination status, whatever. It is amazing. It's been like it's life giving. I'm not even down there yet, but I cannot imagine. We went in September and it was so hot. You went in July and it had to have been
it was
hot.
steaming hot. I mean, at that point, I think what got us through is we were just grateful to be back at Disney. We were the opening weekend.
Yep.
So it was like, okay, we can put up with this. We're back in our happy place. It's fine. But then I remember, September, super hot. Even in April, like it was starting to get pretty stifling. And it was like, all right, I can't even imagine. I mean, like the paper masks get soaked through with sweat. I mean, it's hot.
Well, yeah, they all get soaked through, and it's kind of gross because you have to take 2 or 3 masks with you to the park because you sit down to eat and you go to put your mask back on and it's wet. You're like, oh, kind of gross. But now pictures on rides, you don't have to have your mask on. Your picture on Splash Mountain is you can see your face instead of having a mask on.
Yes.
When you're taking pictures with the characters and stuff, maybe they're behind you. The way the character meet and greets are
Yeah,
set
absolutely.
now. No mask. I mean, it's glorious. It's wonderful.
I mean, I was happy whenever they just said outdoor. I was like, okay, at least outdoors we're okay. But now even better. It's like, okay, fabulous. If you're vaccinated, you're good.
Exactly. And we'll have one more big announcement too, but we'll do the small stuff first. And for what I'm hearing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the plexiglass is coming down from all over the parks.
That's what I'm
all
hearing.
The plexiglass dividing the monorails no longer divided. I hated
I'm
that.
So
it was
glad about that.
compartmentalized. It probably, and this is such a small thing for me, but it probably was one of the worst things about Disney World when I went last time. Even in April was the compartmentalization of the monorail. You walk in and they're broken up into like 5 sections, and you're sitting on this little cubby. And if you're sitting on one side, you can't see the other side.
Right.
You can't see out the window. And that's the beauty of the monorail, to see the sights, see the scenery, whatever.
Right,
and
exactly.
You're stuck looking at whoever you're with right across the way. And if they're in a different compartment, you're just kind of sitting there like not staring at the person across from you because you don't know them. It's like,
but like kind of, you still kind of have to because there's nowhere else to look. And you're just
exactly. So I'm going to look out my window here because that's all I've got. And if you're in the middle, even worse. And so that's all coming down. I heard last night that La Cava de Tequila over in Epcot, they have tables and chairs out now again.
I heard that.
So that's all coming out.
And I heard that a lot of the other outdoor areas like the plaza, like all those outdoor tables by Casey's Corner, I hear that those are back. I mean, we haven't visually verified, but it seems to be.
Social distancing markers are being taken up. And so, and I know that we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. You're like, hey, I like my little space here. So maybe that could have been something that could have been modified but kept. But yeah.
Although I will say that I have a friend who was down there and he just shared some feedback and said, you know what, people still are giving other families like 2 to 3 feet, which is great. I think that people are they're giving maybe a little more personal space than in the past, which I think is perfect. As I said, I like that. Elbow room just a little bit. Okay, that will be my quick little rant on like packing people in on monorails. I did kind of like where everyone had a seat. Versus having
and that open space.
That was kind of nice. I wish with no barriers. But
that's why you take a stroller. You park that stroller. Nobody can stand up around it. And you basically have saved the car. So our kid's going to be like
those people.
24, and I'll have a stroller for him.
You're going to be like, sorry, Campbell. Still in the stroller.
Well, the good thing, I mean, honestly, you have to find the bright spots where you can with autism. And we can do an autistic stroller for him. I mean, he's autistic, not the stroller. That'd be kind of weird. But they're larger strollers, and it's you park it again in the middle of the monorail, and it's a fairly large stroller because he's 9 years old now, and he's up to my shoulders. And so again, once you park that stroller in the middle, there's room to walk around it, but there's really not a whole lot of place to stand. So you want me in your compartment, in your monorail area, because nobody else is going to be standing around you. So I'm saving you. I'm helping you folks. Distancing markers are being, like I said, being lifted up. Also, I have, let's see, what else I got on my list? What does that say? People move back. Oh, I'm hearing reports that we're hearing the cast members say once again, please fill in all available space.
Yes,
obviously people are giving that, but like Haunted Mansion, I don't know. Are the pre-shows back? I mean, with Haunted Mansion, you have to walk straight through.
Pre-show at Haunted Mansion is still not back from what I'm understanding. Okay. Although I did read, and again unconfirmed, but I read this morning that the Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway show pre-show is back.
Awesome. What about the
which
Muppets?
is
You know anything
exciting.
about the Muppets, maybe?
I have not heard about the Muppets, but I did hear that it was back for Mickey and Minnie. So I think that might just be like a, kind of changing thing. So
Yep. Well, Boo Bash tickets came back on sale again. They
did.
added days to those tickets. I do
Yes, they
believe
did.
that there are days that are sold out so far,
There
and those
are.
dates are
Halloween. Didn't Halloween sell out? I'm pretty
yes. Hold on,
sure.
let's see. So it looks like the opening date of August 10th, the first Boo Bash, has been sold out, and we know that Halloween is also sold out as well. So those days are gone for the 31st. Also, a lot of October dates: October 5th, October 8th, 12th, 15th, 19th, and 29th are all sold out. And a lot of Tuesdays, a lot of Fridays, it's kind of mix and match. So those days are in fact sold out.
Wow.
We're happy to help you with tickets. You want to go ahead and get those tickets if you want to go to the Boo Bash. And I'm encouraged by these sellouts because I think that means Disney is not selling a ton of tickets
Agreed.
in terms of each party only has a limited amount of people, which is what I was hoping for because I can't imagine the ire of people if you pay that money and you have to wait 30 minutes.
And then you have to wait. Exactly. And, in the past with Mickey's Not So Scary, it would take a long time to get to those sellouts. I mean, when I'm trying to think about it, like they usually release them earlier in the year, maybe March, April, something like that.
Yeah. Well, they will release the dates. Then around April, they'll say, okay, on sale.
Like, okay, they're on sale. But still, I think the good news is that they are sold out already. I mean, bad news if you wanted that date. Good news because
right.
they're more limited.
Yes, more limited, which is really good, and I'm excited. I wish they were happening the week that we would be there. Unfortunately, they were not.
When they added dates, I was like, "Ooh, oh!"
Yeah, first thing I looked, I was like, "Oh great!" And now Universal, skipping over to them, they have already announced they're at 100% capacity. They've opened up completely, and again, we've said before, Universal is the one that's like, "Screw it, come on!" I mean, that's exactly what they've done.
That's been their attitude the whole time. Like, here we go. That's fine.
Yeah, we don't even care anymore. Let's just do it. We do know that at least some of the tables, I've seen the picture of 50's Primetime Cafe. They're adding the salt shakers and the condiments back to the tables. And this small thing, it's a huge thing. I'm sitting at a table. I no longer have to look around and go, I need some salt. Where do I find this? Where do I find this salt? Asking, flagging a server down. Would you mind giving me some salt, please? That'd be great. Some ketchup, please, whatever. Or looking at another table that maybe they're getting up and they had ketchup and walking over and casually taking it off their table. Or, it's that's coming back, which hopefully, I don't even know, Whispering Canyon is even open yet over at Wilderness Lodge.
I wanted to say yes.
Okay, I wonder if they're doing the ketchup thing.
I'm
hoping they are.
I hope they are, but I've not heard. So I think that's going to be something that we'll have to keep an eye on.
Little hidden secret: if you're at Wilderness Lodge at Whispering Canyon, ask for ketchup. What will happen is they will end up bringing you about 15 to 20 bottles of ketchup.
Yes.
Every ketchup bottle in the place will come to you, and this is especially fun for children. Last time I had this happen to me, I had a server come to me and kind of whispered to me, so we have some kids over here at this table. It's like 5 kids, and they're like, they really want to take some ketchup bottles. I figured you wouldn't mind. Would you mind asking for some ketchup? And so I simply said out loud, ma'am, would you mind bringing me some ketchup? Where could I get some ketchup for my fries? And of course, I had like 12 kids run over and bring ketchup, and I had like 12 or 13 bottles sitting on my table, and the kids were delighted. She was like, thank you. She gave us a free dessert for that. It was great. It was awesome. All right. So I guess out of all these announcements, one that hit us, I guess maybe was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Was tear-inducing for
literally.
People. Jen, would you like to tell us what happened yesterday?
Oh my gosh. So yesterday I checked real quick. I saw a D-mail pop up. That's what we call our Disney emails. Yep. Saw a D-mail pop up. I opened it and it says, fireworks return. And I was like, what? The heavens opened. The Hallelujah chorus sang. I immediately I just went into our group and I typed, fireworks are back, y'all. And it was like immediate gifts. Everybody was like celebrating. People are crying. I think Moana mom Heather was bawling. I mean, it was just.
Well, this happened approximately from the time of recording, maybe less than 24 hours, a little over 24 hours ago, because again, I was at church. We don't have a great signal where I was. And so somebody in the chat actually messaged me and she was like, are fireworks back? What does Jen's thing mean? So I went to look, and then I went and looked online. I checked my email and I was like, fireworks are back. And so in between me going on stage to tell people about Jesus, I'm on my phone typing up memes going, fireworks back. Yes, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood. Now, this is not like a taste of fireworks or a spectacle of or a smidge of the power of the fireworks. No. Ever after. Magic Kingdom, July 1st.
July 1st.
Epcot forever. Epcot, July 1st. And then July 4th, Disneyland, Mickey's Mix Magic.
Magic,
Now,
yes.
is that new? Is that a new one, or is that the one that was there already?
No, you know what? That might be.
I don't know. Honestly,
I don't.
know.
Honestly, I'm not sure because I can't remember what they called the one out in Disneyland. I mean, I saw it recently, but I just don't remember the name. But oh my gosh, I was so excited. And then I'm very, very excited. I feel very honored. I actually, as Upon a Star Travel, we were invited down, so I will be headed down to see the reopening of the fireworks on July 1st and 2nd. I'll get to see Epcot's on the 1st, and then on the 2nd. Magic
Yeah,
Kingdom.
I think that's magnificent because you messaged me and you told me about it and telling just let me know, hey, what's going on. I was so excited for you and so excited, and I was like, is it a media event? Can I come?
I was like, sorry, you can't come.
Not quite. I can't come. Now, does Brady get to come as well, or is it just you?
No, Brady does get to come. So
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I was allowed
you and
to
plus
bring
one,
him.
or you and a spouse. Gotcha.
Yeah, you can exactly.
Gotcha.
So obviously has to share a room with me. So
right.
yeah,
it works out.
So that works out. So yeah, but I am very excited and honored to have been invited to go down and see the reopening of the fireworks. What's funny is I was actually looking. I was like, okay, when can I make it down in July to do something? We were literally looking at airfare. And then I got the invitation. I was like, oh, cool. Well, that works out.
That is great. Well, there's a pop song version of Happily Ever After that Disney Parks has on the video, and I think they've used it in some sort of promotion, whatever. And it's by a guy named Jordan Fisher and a girl named Angie Kilhauer. I don't know who they really are. I don't know who they are. Like, I know they've done other stuff, but I don't know much about them. But I know that this song they sing is fantastic. And my wife, Stephanie, and I, we've listened to it off and on here and there. And of course, she texted me yesterday morning. She was like, OMG, fireworks are back. Oh, my gosh. And I was like, yes, dear, I just posted it on my page. Are you not checking my stuff? And so I come in around noonish, a little after, into the door. And as soon as I walk in, I hear, filling the room, Happily Ever After. I like the music from, and she's watching it, and she's got her headphones on because she was doing some work. She's working at her desk and everything, and she's just kind of bopping her head and everything. And I was like, I guess you're listening to it. Oh yeah, I couldn't help it. She's listened to it like 3 times in a row. And then when I came back yesterday evening, after the kid and I had gone out and done some stuff and done our errands and his therapies or whatever, I come in. She was watching Happily Ever After on YouTube, watching the entire show. She was like, I listened to it again, and then I just felt like I needed to watch the show. So I did. I watched the whole show, and it was wonderful.
It really is, though. I mean, I think that has brought back the most comments, I think, from our clients of anything. Like, oh my gosh, the fireworks are back. The fireworks are back. That was their biggest thing. Was
excited. Yeah.
They were even like, hey, masks, like, we don't want to do it, but like, it's fine. I know it'll be hot.
Right.
But man, I just really want the 3 things everyone was complaining about: fireworks, dining plan, character meets. Not necessarily in that order. And depends on the client.
And I feel like that this week that the mask, the policy, the face covering changes, that was the entree. The dessert was the fireworks because it's oh so sweet. And then just for fun, Disney threw a fortune cookie at us yesterday afternoon because Animal Kingdom Lodge is reopening August 26th. Booking started about 6 hours ago.
This morning. Booking started this morning.
Yeah, because some of these are like, it opens up on July 15th, whatever. Booking's going to start in 2 weeks. No, they were like Animal Kingdom Lodge bookings tomorrow.
Yep.
So
for August 26th. Which I'm so glad, because it has been very difficult to find availability for certain times of year. So this is going to open up a whole other block of rooms. Availability, which is good.
Yep. Seeing pictures of Streetmosphere returning to California Adventure over at Disneyland. Yes. Like, I'm seeing the street characters. I don't know if that's happening for Hollywood Studios yet. I'm crossing my fingers.
Fingers crossed.
Will. I don't know. Fingers crossed. But folks, it's happening. I mean, it is happening, and we're so excited because we're talking to our quasi producer Heather, the Moana mom, last night, and we were just talking about how this podcast started when Disney was closed. Like, we started this podcast when Disney was closed, partially because I wanted to do a Disney podcast and I wanted to do it with my friend Jenn, but also partially because we needed some magic. We needed to talk about Disney. And at that time, we didn't even know when it was going to reopen. Not too long after, Disney had said, okay, opening up June, I think the 14th to the 16th. I'm sorry, July 14th to 16th. And I know that, July
Wasn't it
They said
the
that
5th,
July,
4th?
July 14th was going to be the reopening. Was it 14th?
Or maybe
or
that's
16th?
no, 13th to 14th. There was a 3 in there.
13th, 14th, something. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
So anyway,
Yeah.
Disney had said they were going to reopen July 13th, 14th, somewhere in there. And I know this is a big deal, of course, for us because on my time hop, I had created a countdown, like 28 days till Disney opens, 27 days. And I was posting it every day. And so yesterday my 27 days came up, and today my 26 days came up, and so it's just knowing where we were a year ago to where we are now. It's tremendous.
It's amazing how things change in a year. I mean, we said that last year though about like in a negative way, and finally it's like, oh, it's coming back.
Yep. And I say this, and we're about to jump on our top 10 in a second, but but this is no guarantees. This is, I don't know anything, and Jen doesn't know anything when it comes to this either, but I expect some sort of big announcement about fast passes or dining or something to come along really soon. And it could be 6 months. I don't know.
Who knows?
But I think it's going to come soon.
Well, and I think the biggest thing with capacity is like, okay, if you have to stay limited, some of these things just really can't happen. But the more we get more resorts back and more restaurants back, gosh, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Both fingers crossed.
Absolutely. So let's get into our top 10 list. We're going to do a top 10 real quick. We thought this was fun because we don't do a ton of top 10s. And we're going to be talking about resorts, which we both love our resorts. But we're going to talk about resort lobbies. And the kind of place, I mean, you walk into a lobby, like what fills you with magic? When for example, you walk into a Motel 6, you got to stay the night somewhere, it's late, you need somewhere to sleep, you walk into a Motel 6, there's a cashier behind the desk,
David
maybe there's a continental breakfast where they have a little stand where they give you some free bagels and maybe a bowl of cereal. It's fine. You just paid $74 for the night along the interstate. You don't expect much. You walk into a Disney resort.
Yes.
And you want to be just filled with magic, and you just want to see the sight and the wonder of this lobby of just everything, because that's the first thing you see. That is your first impression of this resort when you walk indoors. So we use the term lobby a little loosely. Anything attached to the lobby, anything, restaurants, gift shop, anything on that first floor attached to the lobby. Contemporary does not count because it's a lobby with the Wave restaurant. Everything's on the 4th floor, so it doesn't count.
Wait, you didn't tell me it doesn't count. Why doesn't
it doesn't count as a lobby? That's not a lobby. What? It should not count. That's you know what? Here's the thing.
Coming off the monorail, and there is a sitting area.
Yes, on the 4th floor. When we do top 10 concourses, Contemporary is all in. Contemporary, that is not a lobby.
There's not even 10 concourses.
Well, that's not my problem. Now, if you want to do the lobby of the Contemporary, that's fine with the Wave and the bus stops right there and everything. That's great.
Well, now I have to reorder
everything.
Count
Contemporary because that's not a lobby.
That's disagree. A concourse. I disagree.
Lobbies are not on the first, second. They're not on multiple floors up. They're not, especially on the 4th floor.
I still disagree.
Maybe so, but you're wrong. Sorry.
No, but you're wrong. Now
you can't go to Chef Mickey. Jen, if I'm like, okay, so meet the Contemporary.
Top 10
in the 50th anniversary.
At David Dollar.
When we're all there for the 50th. And Jen, you're like, hey, Dave, meet me in the lobby and we'll walk over to the Magic Kingdom. I'm not going to Chef Mickey on the 4th floor. I'm going to the lobby to meet you because you said lobby. So, sorry.
It's connected. It is connected directly by an escalator.
Well, see, but if you're going to use that definition, then I could say, you know what? I'm going to say Animal Kingdom, not because of the lobby, but because their DVC lounge on the top floor is amazing.
No, that's different.
It's connected by an elevator.
No, not an escalator.
So,
I think David Dollarshall, you guys, you just at him for me. You just take care of that.
But it's not a lobby. On the 4th floor, it's not a lobby.
Rory, yell at him. Rory, take care of this for me.
So number 10, your number 10 favorite resort lobby, Disney World and Disneyland both, which we said that. I know I told you that.
Yeah. So, we did say Disneyland. Right. Okay, correct.
Disney World and Disneyland.
Yes.
Jen, what's your number 10?
Well, I am having to very quickly reorder due to all of this. But
I'm surprised this was actually an issue. I'll be honest with you.
This was an issue. And I actually almost didn't have Contemporary in there at all. But then I'm like, well, if we look at it this way, then blah, 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 blah,
the lobby
blah.
is just boring. Everything's on the 4th floor.
Okay, that's fine. It's fine. All right. So as my number 10, I am going to say Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now, that is because I think it is stunning. It is beautiful. I love the atmosphere. It is, I mean, just with all of the different woodwork and all of just the immersiveness of the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Granted, it's not the best in terms of like a bunch of restaurants or like convenient eateries, etc. But I do just think it's super, super immersive and a really, really cool place to just sit and look. So I have to give Animal Kingdom Lodge a shout out for that reason. So that is now my number 10. I moved it. It's fine.
Well, I also have that on my list, but a little bit later on.
Okay.
My number 10, and you're gonna hate this, but my number 10 is All-Star music. I'm sorry, All-Star movies. All-Star movies.
I'm so confused.
I am a fan of the All-Stars. And I
Okay.
like the All-Stars. And I like the All-Stars for what they are. They are family resorts for families who, you know what, some families just don't have the money to go to Grand Floridian or Contemporary
Sure.
or even, even Port Orleans Riverside, because some of those rooms can be expensive, but they can swing together some cash for an All-Star, and it serves their purpose perfectly. Or you got somebody like me, if I go down by myself, I need a place to sleep, I need a place to shower, I need a clean place to put my stuff down because I'm heading out the door. It's just me. I don't mind it. I'll be happy to sleep on a queen bed at All-Star movies. Not a big deal. You walk into the lobby, and it's very festive. There are stars along the
Yes.
ceiling. You got the
Yes.
big tiles, the massive tiled floors, these massive tiles, the running lights and everything. And you've got, it's themed to movies. You got film strips everywhere. And I'm a big movie fan. And you've got the gift shop there on the end and the food court there on the end. And
Mhm.
it's just very lively. And honestly, because it is so popular, the All-Stars are very popular because, again, they're families. It is, to me, what a lot of what Disney is. You walk around, there
Yeah.
are families everywhere, there are kids everywhere,
Mhm.
people. It's very lively and very active, and the pools around the stores. And it's a great example of just walking in going, we're at Disney, because it's busy and it's hustle and bustle and it's chaos, and it's just, I love it. I love that whole, just for me. I would not want the family to stay there. We want to go to Port Orleans. But when I'm here by myself, All-Star movies works perfectly. I love All-Star movies. I love the lobby, and I love what it presents as soon as you walk in that door.
I can
That's
honestly
my
say
number 10.
I've never seen it, but that's
I know
I
you haven't seen
believe
it.
you. Okay.
Everything I said, Jen's wondering herself, is he making any of this up? Because I really just don't even know.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but okay.
Number 9,
All right,
lobby for
number
you.
9 for me. I'm gonna give this to the Disneyland Hotel out in
Disneyland Hotel.
California. And again, I don't know that we can necessarily connect restaurants with it because they're a little bit around the corner. I don't know if you consider Goofy's Kitchen, if you'll, whatever.
It
But
is. It's part of the lobby area.
okay, so if
Like,
you
I would
then-
consider, okay, so going back to Animal Kingdom, I would consider Boma and Jico part of the lobby area,
okay.
because it's
So-
right down a flight of stairs. You can see it from the lobby. It's
Oh,
right
okay,
there.
so you will
So,
count
yeah.
that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I will
in that,
count that.
all right,
Because
perfect.
it's not separated by 3 floors of, rooms. and
Well,
other
okay,
things.
good. I'll have you remember that later. So then fine. Then Disneyland Hotel, because again, Goofy's Kitchen,
Mhm.
fantastic. I think it's so whimsical. And then like randomly you
Yes.
get characters there. So such a
Mhm.
cute place. I love Disneyland Hotel.
Yeah, that's on my list a little bit later on as well, but I like I
Yeah.
like the history there.
Well,
and
again,
I'll get to that when we
I
get there.
just now renumbered. I probably
Right.
might have adjusted that had I been a little more prepared.
All right, so I'm going to go with another value as my number 9, just to kind of knock the values out of the way. Pop Century.
Okay.
Again, I'm a big Pop Century fan. I personally have probably booked more people at Pop Century and Art of Animation than any other resort, especially Pop, any other resort, because again, it's so easy and it's a step up above the All Stars. It's almost like if your All Stars are your value budget, your Pop Century is just one step up above that. It's not moderate, but it's a little more than just value budget. It's a value
Like
resort.
value plus.
Value plus, I guess. Yes,
Value
it's a little
plus.
bit better. I love the lobby there as well because it's so wide open. You've got the everything Pop gift shop. I love the fact you have to walk through the gift shop to get to the food court. A lot of great food in there. I like the food there. It does have a kind of similar feel to All Star movies, but it's obviously same difference. Pop culture. There are pop culture things on the wall. There's a whole thing of like a wall of 50 stuff and a wall of 60 stuff and 70s all the way down to the 90s, and it's just a fun feel. And it really is like. With the All-Star movies, I do love the All-Star movies, but it does have kind of the same layout as movies and sports, music and sports with different theming. Pop, though, is a completely different theme, and it's just it's glorious. And again, it is that walking in there like I'm at Disney. Look at this. We're excited, we're ready to go, and you got the hippy dippy pool outside, that big massive pool going on there, and Pop is great. So that's my number 9 favorite resort lobby.
All right.
Number 8.
So my number 8 is going to be the Riviera Resort, brand new Riviera Resort. I think,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I love that resort. And I know that, some people, I don't know, it's not everybody's favorite, but I adore it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, stunning. The lobby area is beautiful. I like how you can see out the window to that, backyard area where, in the entry to get to the Skyliner system. But in the lobby, there's also a fabulous coffee shop. Hello, coffee. And you can get some small bites there as well. There's a cute little gift shop, easy access to get to the elevators, etc. So I think that is and there is if you're going to count it, there is a flight of steps that you can see from the lobby that goes down and leads you to the quick service. So if you count
I'll count
that. There is
I'll count that.
the
Kind of
quick service.
all one component together.
It's
Yeah.
one component, and it is a delicious quick service. So
It is really good.
it is
It
really,
is
really
really good.
good.
And
The breakfast I
for
had there
those with
was
allergies,
phenomenal.
I have not had breakfast there yet.
Oh, it was good.
No, I've had Topolino's, which is on the top floor.
Oh yeah, that's really good too.
Yeah, but for those with allergies, Riviera is fantastic. The
It
quick
really
service
is.
is fantastic, and I forget the
Mhm.
name of it. It sounds like it would be a
Oh,
sit-down restaurant, but it's something kind of quirky and
yeah.
fun.
And you know what?
But I don't remember the name of it.
I
You
can't
should know
remember
this, being
either.
the
I
bougie junkie that
should.
you are.
I should.
Do
And
you
I've
even
been there.
bougie, girl?
It's
Come on.
Piazza Piata. Oh, I will look
If
up.
only I had a computer in my
If
hand
only
to be
we
able
could
to
look it
this
up. But no, it's
up.
I'm gonna kick myself when I hear it too. But it's really good. So that is my number 8.
Number 8.
That is my
Number 8 for me, it's one that I want to open so badly I can't handle it. That's Port Orleans Riverside.
Oh,
You
I thought
walk
you
in
had this
there,
one.
and I love Port Orleans. I love French Quarter just a little bit more as the resort as a whole,
Mhm.
but I do love the lobby here because you
The
do
lobby
have the
isn't as good
restaurants that
as
are going there.
French Quarter.
The lobby is great. Yeah, the French Quarter as a whole I think is better. But I do love the
Agreed.
lobby of Port Orleans
Mhm.
Riverside. And again, it is the gift shop. You get the front desk there, and it's
Yeah.
very the wait's laid out. It's very easy and very convenient. Like the front desk is over here, so it's not like you're all climbing on top of each other. Like,
Mhm.
for example, I don't like how Saratoga Springs has their lobby. They have a circular kind of lobby, and
Mhm.
it's just one big circle area, and then you have to walk in the hallway, and there's a little restaurant, and you walk to another hallway, and it's just the way it's segmented. I don't really like that. I do like Riverside though, just the way it's laid out, and just I like that walkway down to I guess it's like Sawgrass Mill or something like that. Something.
Mhm.
The quick service down at the end, which is the large quick service. It's got great scenery.
Mhm.
You got the old mill out there with the mill that doesn't even work, but they put it there
Mhm.
because it's theming. You can see the Surrey
Yeah.
bikes from the lobby as well, and it just kind of sets
Mhm.
sets the mood for the week. You're at Riverside, and
Mhm.
it's fantastic. It's a fun resort. I can't wait for this resort to open. And I guess from what I'm hearing, they're waiting for the college program to be in full swing before they
I've
open
heard
this
that.
because
I
it's
don't know if it's
staffing
true,
more than
but
anything else. But
yeah,
yeah, I'm ready for Port Orleans Riverside to open up. So,
same.
call the Bobs.
Yeah, I'll get on that. So we're on 7, right?
Yeah, we're
So
at 7.
7 for me, this is funny, is actually Saratoga Springs. And I will tell that
Nice.
is one of my home
Okay.
resorts. And it's not because the layout is my absolute favorite, but I love the convenience of it because
Mhm.
walking in, it's convenient to get right to the front desk. It's open and airy. I like that the sitting area is a little bit separate in a different room, so it's quieter. So if like
See
I
that?
get it to the last time I stayed there, I was exhausted. Room wasn't available yet, which is fine. I mean, because we were there early, but it was
Right.
nice because I could just sit peacefully on the couch and it wasn't all of the lobby noise of check-in. It was just separate enough that it was like restful. And then right through there, I love the gift shop. I actually love that counter service area. I think that
Yeah.
Artist Palette is one
Now,
of
I like the counter service area. I like the way it's
it's
set up
really
there. I do
nice.
like that. Yeah.
And then it is kind of weird going back to get to the Turf Club, which I
Mhm.
also like that resort or that restaurant a lot. So I think it's good food, a lot of good options right there at Saratoga. So that has to be up there for me with my
Yeah,
lobbies.
we're staying at Saratoga in the fall, and I'm really excited. I've stayed there before in one of the refurbished rooms, and I really like.
Mhm.
I mean, I like the resort as a whole, completely resort.
Oh yeah, same.
I'm not the lobby is just okay for me. Old Key West is kind of another one of those. I don't like the way it's laid out because I think their lobby is very small.
Their lobby is small.
And if I remember correctly, I've walked up there before where people
Mhm.
were actually standing outside the door waiting to get in because the lines were long and there was nowhere
I
to
would
put them
believe it.
inside the lobby. So it's just a small
I would
lobby.
believe that.
Number 7 for me, however, is Beach Club.
Ah,
Beach Club is beautiful. I like that. No, we've stayed at the Yacht Club. I've only been and visited the Beach Club. Never stayed there. Only stayed at the Yacht Club.
Mhm.
And the Yacht Club has a very nautical theme. It's darker tones,
Mhm.
darker colors. The wood is more the dark green on the
Mhm.
wood. It looks a little dimmer, I guess, and it's beautifully done. Beach
Mhm.
Club. It's light. It's airy. It's bright. It's a
Mhm.
beach basically, and you walk in, you
Mhm.
feel like you're staying at a beach resort. And it's beautiful. Of course,
Mhm.
you've got Stormalong Bay right out there, which is probably the best pool on property.
That's what I tell
Um,
people. Yeah.
and it's glorious the way it's set up. Now, I don't like their quick service options because they don't really have a lot of quick service options. So I'm really just
Not
judging
really.
on the theming and the
Sure.
desk and the views and the scenery of the lobby itself.
Mhm.
But Beach Club, I think, is gorgeous. Love Beach Club, and it's fun. It's a
It is.
fun
Mhm.
scenery. So
Mhm. Well, that's funny because that's my number 6.
there you go.
Is actually Beach Club, and I agree with everything you said. I also love that Cape May is right there, and I enjoy Cape May a whole
Yes.
lot. I like it for breakfast, which is now reopening. Yay! Used to have the characters, not currently going to have characters for breakfast, and then of course the seafood buffet dinner which will now be family style. It'll be different, but
Right.
I still love Cape May. Around the corner, you can actually just go around the corner from Cape May and get to the Yachtsman. So great, little upscale steakhouse there. So yeah, Beach Club number 6. I like it.
Number six. Number six for me is my final value on the list here, and that is art of animation. Art of animation is beautifully done. It's very colored to a certain point. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, it's the art of Disney. It's
Mhm.
they have theming to Lion King and Little Mermaid and
Mhm.
Cars and Finding Nemo. So everything has a different
Mhm.
theme to it. But you walk in, and behind the desk is this row of lights. They go all the way down, and they
Mhm.
basically you can basically like different colors, red, orange. It's almost like a Roy G. Biv kind of layout.
Oh yeah,
Basically,
yeah, yeah.
they've got all the artistry on the wall. They have this incredible chandelier above you, and they're all made of like um drawings, and a lot of drawings are done by celebrities. John
Oh
Lasseter has a drawing up
wow.
there. I want to say, is it Owen Wilson? Maybe has a drawing up there. A couple of
Could be right.
celebrities have
Oh.
drawings on the ceiling there,
Yeah.
and of course, along this wall here, you've got all these paintings of all these Disney characters, from Simba to McQueen,
Mhm.
to Hank and Nemo, and all the way
Mhm.
down. And it's so much color. It is
Yeah.
such a colorful lobby. Landscape of Flavors, which is on the other side of the
Mhm.
lobby, is probably the best value resort food court, and maybe
Mhm.
beat some moderates. I mean, it's a really
Mhm.
good court because it is one of those, you walk in, there's like 5 or 6 different
Yeah.
stations you can go to. Here's the pizza, and there's the chicken, there's the breakfast, there's the Mongolian beef, and just whatever. Gift shop is great, and it's a beautiful resort, and it's a
Yeah.
beautiful lobby. I love that color
Nice.
that goes all the way down there. So yeah, number 6 for me is art of animation, and thank you for not judging me.
Well, that is a great lobby. It's really cute. So
So you've seen it. Oh, awesome. So you
yeah,
acknowledge it
it's cute.
exists. Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I know that one exists. Um, number 5 for me. Oh, and I'm gonna struggle a little bit with this one. And I'm gonna switch these two. Yeah, I'm switching these two. So number 5 for me is Yacht Club,
Mhm.
which I love. Well, you know me. I love
Yep.
the a little more little more upscale. And I actually like the darker tones, the nautical theme. I like it's quiet, it's peaceful. I love that. And then right off to the side, we have oh my gosh, it used to be the Captain's Grill. Now it's Ale and Compass. In my
Mhm.
head, it's always still Captain's Grill. And so there's that lovely little restaurant area, which I find is very good food. And I just like it. I don't know what else to say about that. You can still see out to Stormalong Bay,
Yep.
but
Well, and
it's
it's good to
nice.
remember too that
And I
if we're
love it at
thinking,
Christmas.
I was going to say seasonal is a big deal.
Seasonal.
Seasonal is a big deal for some of
Hmm.
these resorts because the values don't do a lot for Christmas. They put up a tree and there's some tinsel here and there, but they don't
Yeah,
do a ton. You go somewhere like the yacht club or the beach club or a boardwalk, the seasonal stuff there
it's
is
amazing.
incredible. Is it boardwalk that has the chocolate carousel? Is that right?
Uh yes.
And then
Board
beach club maybe
which
has the train set
the
or
train
something like
set
and then
usually.
yacht club. I don't know. Remember what yacht club has.
Gosh, I have pictures from the
Um,
yacht club from this year too. I don't need to. They have a beautiful big Christmas tree in the center, and it's like
yeah.
a showpiece Christmas tree with
Yep.
all
Yep.
nautical theming and everything. It's just absolutely beautiful. So
Right.
yeah, I like the yacht
So
club.
for me, number 5 is Coronado Springs. And had I not visited Coronado Springs in September, I don't, or was it September? March? No, it was March. I
Mhm.
don't know that I would put this on my list, but their lobby is pretty great. I mean, when I
I
went there,
almost had that one on mine. I will
they were
say.
finishing up the lobby actually when I went, so I didn't get to see it completed. But the stuff that is there is pretty fantastic. I mean, they've got the restaurants, and again, it's a little walkway to all the restaurants and stuff.
Now,
But
are
there's
you
like
talking
there's
Grand Destino, like in
no,
the
I'm talking.
tower?
I'm talking. Well,
You're talking
Grandestino is beautiful, but I'm talking about just regular Coronado
the
Springs
regular
because
law.
there's not
Okay.
a whole lot to Grandestino. The lobby is gorgeous. It's a
Hmm.
two-story lobby. You look out. There's a huge
Hmm.
window there. Look out and see the
Hmm.
lake. But that's it. Then you have to walk downstairs, go down a
Hmm.
long hallway. Not
Hmm.
really that long, but go down a hallway to
Well,
get
the
to
hallway.
Coronado Springs, which is
Right.
where your restaurants are, which is where all your
Yes.
food services,
Hmm.
your gift shop, things like that. And it looks gorgeous. It does have this like this Tex-Mex appeal to it, this
Yeah.
Southwestern appeal to it, and it just looks cool. And it's a great walk. Obviously, if we were talking about top 10 lakes or top 10 bridges or whatever, that bridge that goes across the lake to
Oh
the
yeah.
cafe in the middle would be definitely there. But
Agreed.
yeah, the lobby just looks cool. It's beautiful. It's well done. Again, just recently refurbished,
Yes.
and it's massive. It's like tons of room, tons
Hmm.
of space, tons of places to be. Tons of places to line up.
Look at
So
you
yeah, Coronado
changing your
Springs,
background. If I would have like had
right?
enough foresight, good grief.
Well, I'm doing it as we speak, so I can't help it that I'm more committed to this than you are. That's okay.
Wow. Wow. I don't even know what to do with that, guys.
Well, Jen did mention me on her podcast the other day, which was kind of nice. Finally, it was a mercy mention. It was a pity mention, but I'll take it. I'll take being mentioned. On
It
the
was
podcast,
not
so.
a pity mention. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with you?
My wife would tell you a lot.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We're up to number 4.
My number 4 is the Grand Californian.
Of course it is.
Of course, obviously. I would sit here and try to find a photo of it, but it'll take me too long. I love the Grand Californian. It is reminiscent of the Wilderness Lodge in Disney World, but I don't know, but it's different. It's laid out very different. It's got that like arts and crafts movement idea from I think it's from the 30s, so there's like a lot of interesting things laying around. There's a great little gift shop there. And then there is eatery right off to the, when you checking in, it's over to the left, and it's you want to say it's like kind of like a bar menu, but it's good food. So like there's like great like little flatbreads and other sandwiches and stuff. And I know Brady and I have popped down there for a quick bite to eat in the evening. There it is. Thank you. Look, you had my back. Thanks. Look at that.
Gotcha. I got you, girl.
Yeah. So Grand Californian, love the lobby there. I think it's super, super pretty, and it's multiple stories. So
right. Well, for me, I'm also going over to Disneyland, and I'm going to say the Disneyland Hotel. I love the hotel as a whole. I love the lobby because I love the history of the Disneyland Hotel, and to me, the whole place is just historical. I mean, everything in there, and you've got the bright colors, you've got the bright blues and the reds and everything like that, and you've got along the wall though, you've got this great map of Disneyland and the Disneyland area. As you walk through, there are pictures all along with Walt and everything. There's a vintage vehicle that you and other agency Lori got a picture in. Got the picture in and everything when we all went, and just it's beautiful and it's gorgeous and it's friendly and it's inviting, and it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just historical. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe it is just a hotel lobby. I don't know. But
it's
I
so
love
much more. I think
I
it's so cool. And then I love that each individual lobby and each individual building is actually so whimsical and has so much to it as well. That's the other thing that I think people don't always realize. It's really cool.
Yeah. Well, and going back to Grand California, one thing that I love about Grand Californian too is that it feels like a bougie hotel that you don't feel like you have to be bougie if you stay there. If that makes any sense.
I think that's a good description.
Grand Floridian is a bougie hotel, and when I went to Grand Floridian, I felt like a little out of place because I'm like, I could be saving money and staying at All Star Sports, and I'd be just fine. But you go to Grand Californian, and I didn't get that sense. Like I got the sense of just, this is okay, this is good. I'm glad I'm here. This is fantastic. I love it. And I don't know. I feel like you can be bougie there and not be bougie, if that makes any sense. So I feel in place there.
I agree with that. Although I don't feel like you have to be necessarily bougie to stay at the Grand Floridian. I think
no, you don't. I've stayed there before. It's fine.
You've stayed there before?
Yeah, I've been there. I've stayed there. Like I can speak from experience. I've been there before.
Okay.
I like the Grand Floridian. I think it's a little overrated. It's not my favorite, but But anyway.
Okay.
Number 3 for you.
Well, okay. So number 3 for me, and let me see if I can actually do that here. But I am going to do the Polynesian Resort.
Nice.
Polynesian Resort, because there is a lot. Now, I don't know if you will allow me to count Kona, but Kona Cafe being right upstairs. You can see it on, obviously the monorail right upstairs. Ohana right upstairs. Also Captain Cook's right down the hall, and such a beautiful area. I have the lights right here. That was right after the last refurbishment. Of course, we haven't seen it since the most recent refurbishment. The fountain, it's fun. It smells good.
It does. It looks cool. And again, it's one of those you walk into and you just feel like you're somewhere. I mean, you're like, it sucks you in as soon as you walk in. Yeah,
and even on the way in, with like the the foliage and the tiki lanterns and stuff, it's just cool.
Now, do you miss the big fountain in the front, or are you okay with a smaller fountain?
I miss the big fountain.
Me too.
I do miss the big fountain. I get why they did it, but also not. Like when I first saw it, I was like, "What happened to the fountain? Like this is too small." Yeah. So
well, it was large. It was pretty large, and it was also really loud. So I don't know if that's why they kind of took it out, or if they just felt like it wanted more room. And so it does, like right now, it does feel like it's more airy and more spacious because that is gone. But I do miss, because it was in the middle. It was a big fountain, a lot of foliage. It was a tiki thing, and now it's just a little tiki thing with a small fountain or whatever.
Yeah,
but I do kind of miss that.
I do miss
think
it.
I miss it.
So.
Number 3 for me is Animal Kingdom Lodge, and it's. I mean, I keep saying the words. It's beautiful, and it is. It's grand. Basically, you walk in, and the spectacle of it. Because, like, one of my dreams is to have the money to stay in one of the rooms where I can walk out of my room and look out above the commoners down in the lobby of the Animal Kingdom Lodge, because I'm in this room on the 5th floor, and just it's so grandiose and big and just like and gorgeous. And obviously one of the problems with Animal Kingdom Lodge is it's so far over in the corner, so it's not one that I go to automatically. But just it's majestic. I mean, it really is.
Right.
It's a majestic. It's a majestic way to me. Like, I think the Grand Floridian is to you. I get the same sense of the Grand Floridian. You walk in, you've got the high ceiling and all the levels and everything. But for me, I like Animal Kingdom. I like the theming better. I don't know. It's with the African theme and the drums and the high ceilings and the hidden Mickeys everywhere. I love it. I love Animal Kingdom Lodge.
I think that's a good one.
Lobby.
I
Number
agree.
2 for you.
All right. For me, I just switched to it. I'm going to go with Wilderness Lodge. So another lodge.
Gotcha.
And I think this one is, and I'm sorry for the person mowing in the background. I have no control over that. But I think this one is just awe-inspiring. When you walk in, it's truly like just your eyes go up and they have all these amazing lights, when I tried to focus in on this one. And again, if you'd like to look down on the commoners, you can get a room that looks down over the commoners all the way at the top, which I know is not part of the lobby, but the Old Faithful Club at the top, you could kind of do a lot there. I think it is just stunning. Plus you have Whispering Canyon right there on the first floor. You also have Artist Point on the first floor.
Oh, come back to us, Artist Point, please.
Oh, I know. Food. Please come back to us. Oh my gosh. And then Roaring Fork around the corner. So, and then you've got that bridge inside at the waterfall that like flows down. So I think that is just one of the most beautiful lobbies on property. So
number 2 for me is the Polynesian.
Yes.
We've talked about it already, and there's not really much more to add to it, but the Polynesian is just, it's cool. Well, it's not just beautiful, it's cool. It's a cool.
It is a cool.
I mean,
lobby.
I don't know that you would say that about Grand Floridian, because it's more, fancy and nice and just formal.
But I probably
Polynesian's just cool. With the tiki torch in the middle, and you've got the Kona Cafe, and you've got the bar and you got the big hidden Mickey. As soon as you walk in, there's a hidden Mickey on the floor. Which is not really
that's a cool one.
It's on the floor. You got that, and then of course, didn't we lose the lady doing the lays? Didn't she pass sometime last year? Am I right about that? Is it Mama Lay or something like that? I forget her name.
But she is like forever immortalized. She's in a lot of the different things there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just I don't know. It's cool. I love eating a Bahana at the corner of the lobby upstairs.
Yep.
Looking at it, you can see the park from there, and it's just a neat lobby. So that's my number 2 lobby. Number 1, Grand Floridian. Tell us what you love about it.
I mean,
I'm assuming. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming.
Okay. Yeah. So you're actually correct. I will switch it here to the Grand Floridian. I was actually exporting my image of the one with the with the beautiful Christmas tree. But yes, Grand Floridian is my number 1. I adore the Grand Floridian for every purpose. Now, I loved it even more when they had the jazz band, but they do still have the pianist. Okay, so you get some live entertainment. I love standing over the top. I love looking down at everybody. See, there you go. This is from up above. This was from the club level thing, I think. But staring down, I love every bit of this. You do still have restaurants. You have dining. You have the Grand Floridian Cafe. You also have 1900 Park Fair. Come back to us.
Yep.
Another one. I don't know if you'll count it, but you can go right up those stairs. The Enchanted Rose.
Yep.
Great for a light snack in the evening. Citrico's also upstairs.
I wouldn't consider those first 2 floors. Those first 2 floors of the lobby of the Grand Floridian. You get 2 floors of the lobby.
Do I get 2 floors?
I think so, because you got all the shops right there. I mean, it's like anything before you get to the rooms, I think you're fine. And that's like, I would consider that part of the lobby. I really would.
Well, I mean, there is that grand staircase. So like literally you are connected going up and down.
The glass elevator.
The glass elevator. I love everything about this lobby. I love to sit there and just take it all in. And it's my fave.
Now, I will give you this, and I know the audience is like, he hates Grand Floridian. I don't. I like Grand Floridian. It's just not my favorite. But if it's Christmas time, that is my favorite lobby of everything. I love the Grand Flow at Christmas time because they have that gingerbread house. And that gingerbread house is magnificent because it's a life-size gingerbread house. It's a shop. They sell you stuff out of there.
Yes.
Disney's like, we're going to build a gingerbread house, but to compensate for the fact we're taking up a space, we're going to make money off of it. And that's what they do. And it smells so good. You walk in there and it's like, and you see the chocolate carousel at Boardwalk or whatever resort has it. You see, and it smells great. It smells like chocolate, but it's almost overwhelming. It's like, oh, it's too much chocolate. That gingerbread is just so good.
And it's so good.
Yes. So good. And of course, my dear wife, Stephanie, has seen Celine Dion perform at the Grand Floridian for the Christmas parade thing. This is 2009. They were going to see Celine Dion at the Magic Kingdom, but a monsoon came. It was raining so hard, so they put her there. And she was on the 3rd or 4th floor, just looking over the railing, watching Celine Dion sing. And at the Grand Floridian, but it was filled all the way to the top with people, and just it's.
I'm so jealous about that because I love Celine, love, as you know, I love her.
Well, and it's one of those resorts though that if I'm going to stay in it, I want to be in the main building. I don't want to have to walk outside, especially if it's raining. I just got here off the monorail. Don't make me go back outside again because it's raining. I want to go to my room.
I definitely would much rather stay in the main lobby, but if I stay in the villas a lot, which is covered the whole way once you get down.
Right. So. True. Well, my favorite, and we've already mentioned this. You mentioned this as your number 2, and that is Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, such a good one.
It's my favorite of not the monorail, but the Magic Kingdom resorts. Obviously, it's not a monorail resort. I like it because it's price pointed, where it's. I hate to use the word affordable, but it's more affordable than say at the Grand Floridian or the Polynesian. Sure. I can stay there easier than I can some of the other resorts. It is all covered, so it's all one big building, so you don't have to worry about walking outside if it's raining. You just get in there and go to your room. I've taken my shoes off. We'll go down that hallway to get to my room in the covered carpet with the covering. Just it's nice and everything. Nice. But you're right. The Wilderness Lodge, it has that rustic feel to it. And I'm not like an Old West guy. I'm not like I love the saloons and the Old West and the cowboy, but I still love just the build of it, like the 3 or 4 or 5 stories you got, the ambiance of it, the high ceilings, the bridge with that water. And it's not very loud, but you can hear the water in the background. It's got the comfortable chairs.
Peaceful.
It's got the restaurants you mentioned. It's got Whispering Canyon, which is the fun, like, yay, restaurant. And then you've got Arch Point, which is a little more, I mean, yes, it's a character meal when it's open, but it is a little more formal. You got the course meal coming to you. It's more expensive. Roaring Forks, which is the
quick serve
counter service, which is great. You got the little bar that's right there. So all your stuff is right there. Outside those doors, that's the dock. You go into the Magic Kingdom. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love Wilderness Lodge. I love that lobby. That's a lobby that I try to go to visit when I'm not staying anywhere near the Magic Kingdom. I try to stay there. So
I agree.
Very cool. Very good. So that's our top 10 lobbies. We would love to hear what you think about our lists, and love to hear what you could think with your list. We'd love to know what you guys think. So you can find us on online with the MSE podcast. That's at gmail.com. You can email us. You can also find us at the MSE podcast. .com. That is our website. Go there, see all the show notes and all the guests that have been on our show. We'll hopefully have some great guests coming up this summer as well. And of course, find us on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook at the MSE podcast. Jen, where can we find you?
Find me at Upon a Star Jen, everywhere. Also on Instagram at Jen_Novotny.
Find me on Instagram at the Magic on $1. The is important. The Magic on $1. Find me on Facebook, Disney on $1 and Magic on $1. No the there. You don't have to put the there, but Disney on $1, Magic on $1. And of course, find me on Twitter at Magic on $1. Jen, this has been fun. Counting down our lobby. And when we did this list, we didn't know yesterday was going to happen with all the news.
No, we didn't. We were just like, oh, this will be fine. So we'll talk about all the things. Show.
Happy, wonderful show. We'll see you guys here back next week. Thank you so much. Don't forget to go online, rate, review. Give us a review, and we will do a drawing sometime in the next couple of weeks and give you the Cruella soundtrack if we draw your name. We want some reviews, and we need to really start pimping this online. We haven't mentioned it online at all. We keep forgetting. But yeah, go online, give us a review, and if we see it, if we draw your name out of a little random drawing, we'll send you a copy of the Cruella soundtrack. A Cruella movie that I think you liked a little bit. Is that right?
Oh yeah, or just a lot. Yeah.
You'll find her review basically on Divas Dish Diz. A couple of weeks ago we talked about Cruella, but of course you and Christine talked about that as well. We've got to have Christine back on the show too. She seems like she's itching to come back on our show and
she is
be loud and crazy. Of course.
Oh, shocker.
So that is our show, folks. Don't forget to thank your Phoenicians.
Thank you for listening to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the MSE Podcast, or visit our website at themsepodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe, and may all your wishes come true.